It is time to check in with Turning Point's White House correspondent, Monica Paige at the White House. Monica, how you doing?
How you doing, Joe Bob? Very rainy day here, unfortunately. It hasn't stopped and it's not going to stop all week. So we have our umbrellas ready.
Wow, that's unfortunate, especially considering the bright ray of sunshine that should be emanating from the White House at all times. I think that was mandated.
No.
I don't know what's going on there. You know, this is a very serious topic, but also it feels very necessary. Marco Rubio put out a tweet. Let's see if we can pull that tweet up to kind of contextualize this. For far too long, Americans have been fined, harassed, and even charged by foreign authorities for exercising their freedom of speech rights. Today, I'm announcing a new visa restriction policy that will apply to foreign officials and persons who are complicit in censoring Americans. Free speech is essential to the American way of life, a birthright over which foreign governments have no authority. Monica, can you kind of
Mhm.
fill in some of the gaps there of why is the administration doing this? What are some of the catalysts that spurred this on? You talked about a judge in Brazil. Kind of fill in why this is so necessary and important coming out of the Trump administration.
Yeah, I mean, our First Amendment right, if you don't have the First Amendment, you don't really have any of them, quite honestly. And I think this is a very important move from the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, which, by the way, happy birthday to him. Today is his birthday. This is huge considering that, given what's happening on our college campuses here in the United States with the First Amendment, and given the fact that that judge that you referenced, the Brazilian judge, Alexander de Moraes, he was working actively fighting against uh, CEO there, Elon Musk, about what can and can't be posted, what if Brazil can even have access to X and in general. But essentially, the State Department is calling this unacceptable to seek arrest warrants on U.S. citizens on our own soil over posts on social media. That's exactly what it comes down to. And I think this is a very important move and one that is kind of common sense when you think about it. I mean, this is our country, our rules. Why should any other foreign entity come and try to threaten that on our own soil?
Yeah, and it feels like a just good luck, try it. Because I remember when the UK was instituting all of their crazy speech rules, which a lot of are still in place there today. Somebody had mentioned, I forget who it was, but it was somebody pretty high up in, I think, the London Police Department saying, yeah, if somebody tweets something or posts something online that we don't like, we will issue an arrest warrant, even if they're in the United States. To which all of us conservatives respond, "Good luck, like come and take it," type of
Mhm.
mentality here. Is there anything that you kind of see that is going to immediately get solved by this, or is this kind of like an overarching thing that is just going to be in place and it's kind of an administrative stance? Or is there something like immediately that you know of that is going to be affected with by this immediately?
I kind of see this as a blanket protection for all Americans and hopefully for college students as well, especially those who are Jewish and are experiencing anti-Semitism on their own
Mm.
campuses. God forbid there is a foreign entity that is trying to censor some of these students on their college campuses, not in the way that the president is trying to combat anti-Semitism, but when it comes to the perpetrators, to make sure that they are prosecuted in the way that they're supposed to by banning students foreign visas. You're not supposed to come here and start criticizing our country if you're here on a visa. That's not how this works. But I also kind of see this to expand on this conversation a little bit more. It's within our own country, within our own political party system. When you saw the Democrats censoring Republicans on social media, when you saw Mark Zuckerberg
Hmm.
actively trying to censor posts regarding the Hunter Biden laptop, the COVID vaccine, when you saw I don't know, the Department of Justice go after a specific civilian for posting memes of Hillary Clinton and was jailed for that. So I'm hoping this is not only against these foreign entities, but also those who try to pull that censorship nonsense here in the United States as well.
Yeah, I mean, one can only hope, but unfortunately, considering where a bunch of the lefty tech operatives are, I'm not super optimistic. But I guess we'll see. And I hope this continues to be a path and direction the administration goes. Monica Page, Turning Point's White House correspondent. Thanks so much for checking in.
Thanks so much, Joe Bob.